23 years in the dugout, Bruno Bini is now here in China and heading to Rio. And Mike Fox had a chance to sit down with the man who's providing new hope for Chinese women's football.
After 8 years of waiting, China's Steel Roses again have the opportunity to shine in the Olympics thanks to coach Bruno Bini, who despite only taking over the team last September, has only begun his Chinese adventure. Congratulations on securing a place at the Olympics. How is the team and the squad feeling at the moment?
Merci d'abord.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy to win the spot for the Rio Olympics. The mood of our team, I think, is great. One of my greatest coaches told me that utopia is a dream to be realized, and now we have fulfilled the dream of qualifying, we can rest a little bit after that. But if we stay in the clouds too long, we will pay the price for it, and in the end we should get back to the real work as soon as possible.
When you came into the job, qualification didn't look like a real prospect, but you managed to turn the team around and it became a real possibility after you picked up some very positive results. What did you have to do to get the team to start performing, because they weren't performing when you arrived?
First, I always have confidence. We all know that it is difficult to lead the team. The first match that I was with the team was the game against England, and we won that game. England are 5th in the world, so we were thinking, if we can beat the world number 5, why can't we continue to perform? After that, we maintained our form to beat the US on the road, which handed them their first loss at home in 10 years. It really boosted our team's confidence. There were a lot of difficulties at the beginning. We were always trying our best. One of my ideas of coaching is to be joyful and happy, no matter if it is in normal life or during our training. Regarding our use of techniques and tactics, I would encourage my players and give them more space, which can let them exert their talent, and I think this is something new to some of the Chinese players.
An experienced football coach, Bruno Bini enjoyed success in charge of the women's national French team before leading them to an Olympics and a Women's World Cup. Now he's in charge of the Chinese team and is applying that same pedigree, and with Rio just around the corner, the real hard work starts now.
So far, there are only 2 players in our team who have participated in the 2008 Olympics, Gu Yasha and Lou Jiahui. They were very young when they were competing in Beijing. They would have been around 17 years old. And strictly speaking, in 2008, China did not qualify for the preliminaries. They were there because they were hosts. When I was with the French team competing in the London Olympics, the world ranking of the French team was a lot better than the Chinese team, although after the preliminary that changed a little bit. Although we are seen as the underdogs, we also think it is a good thing. We will try our best as we did in the preliminary. Another big challenge for me is the language barrier, a problem that can be seen in every aspect during the management of the team. I have to convey all the information through a translator. Sometimes I would make jokes to suggest the players could do better, but because of the translation error, it just came across as a joke. It is actually a factor that I need to think about, because I have to really get involved in the training environment.
You come from a completely different football culture in France, where it's traditionally very strong, and coming to China, it's still very much developing. With that in mind, have you perhaps had to change any of your coaching philosophies?
I think that I don't have to change much. I carried the same philosophy as I did with the French team, and also it is because I saw the talent of Chinese players that I accepted this job in the first place. I think the only thing that needs to be changed is that I should combine Chinese culture with my high requirements, and it is not an easy thing. Sometimes this even seems a funny thing, but on the other hand, all the players are very professional, and they are very strict with themselves. They never complain, and they always want to train more, which is a good thing for the coach who leads the team.
We have put some questions to our audience on Weibo, China's social media, and one of the points they want to talk about is your forward line, the attack. There was a lack of goals, perhaps, in the last few games of qualification. They want to know how you're going to fix the attack.
C'est toujours plus facile de dire qu'on manque de...
It is easier to say that in front of a television than in the field. We have scored during the games against the world's top teams, whether it's England, Italy, Australia, Japan or the DPRK. But playing a game is not as easy as playing a video game. You can see from the recent UEFA European Women's Championship, where the US beat France 1-0, and Germany also beat France 1-0. And there were no goals in the game between France and England, so scoring is not an easy thing.
Having coached in France for more than 20 years, this is the first time the 61-year-old has ventured overseas. Although he's been in the country for just over 6 months, the Frenchman hasn't had much time to look around and explore.
Alors, depuis le mois d'octobre,
Since October, my schedule has been hotel, training field, hotel, gym, hotel, training field. From October to March, we only stayed in Beijing for 3 days.
Do you enjoy the busy schedule?
ma vie c'est le terrain.
I don't think it's a problem because I am an enthusiastic football fan, and I think all of the coaches, no matter what level they are all obsessed with this sport. Games, the fields, and training, they all love it. It's like a drug, they can't live without it.
What is a realistic goal to achieve at the Olympics with this group of players?
I think all 12 teams who have qualified for the Olympics would say the same thing, and that is to achieve a medal. And there are stronger teams like the US, Germany and France whose goal is to achieve gold. We will be modest and will say that our goal is for a medal. First we'll try our best in the knockout stage, then we'll see. As for myself, I hope I can stay with the team to the French Women's World Cup.